Good morning. I don't know why it always takes forever to go live on there. There, now I'm live. Good morning, everybody. It's Billy Parrott, Billy in B-Town, Meridian Real Estate, and it is Friday, which means it is coffee chat time live. I have my my friend, the Red Bull, helping me out this morning with a little bit of energy, a little bit of a pick me up. If you guys are trying not to have sugar, I would highly suggest the Red Bull Zero. It's the black can. It has no sugar, but also no aspartame. Aspartame gives me a headache. But yeah, so how's everybody doing today? Some of you had responded to my question of what I should talk about today on Coffee Chat. A lot of you are asking what's going on in the real estate market. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a update there, as well as what to look for as a buyer. Right now, what we're seeing, a lot of buyers kind of backing out real quickly after they make an offer. Because they're not really paying attention when they're walking through the house and really deciding, is this going to work for me? Is this going to fit? So really paying attention when you are looking in the house, because the last thing you want to do is get in a contract and then you can't back out. So we're going to talk about that as well. And then, of course, some things that are going on this weekend in Billings, Montana. I'd love to hear your comments. If you have any questions, feel free to type those in. And then I might, just depending on time, show you my new toy. Some of you may have seen my video that I posted yesterday, kind of playing with it. And I've got my special guest here, Morty's joining the feed today. My cat. He likes the camera. Yes, you do. What's up, buddy? So let's get into it. So obviously interest rates have been on the higher end. There have been 11 interest rate hikes. Can you sit down? 11 rate hikes this year, which is crazy. Currently, we are at about 7.87 today, just depending obviously on your credit score, things like that. But that is the average interest rate that we're looking at right now. And it's the highest in 22 years, which is crazy. I remember back in the 80s. Well, obviously, I was a kid in the 80s, but people saying they were 18%. So it could always be worse. And then home inventory levels are still really low, especially because homeowners are, what are you doing? Homeowners are staying in their houses because they do have those lower interest rates. And, moving from that to another house, unless they absolutely have to, may not make sense, right? To have that higher interest rate. So yeah, so we're seeing a huge plummet in housing inventory. So yeah, still a lot of pent up buyer demand out there. And I always tell my buyers that, because I know a lot of them are kind of waiting for the interest rates to go down. But how I explain it to them is, if you wait for them to go down, so are other people, right? So if we do drop a percent, maybe even 0.5%, it's going to open up the floodgates. Okay. I mean, it's going to be great. It's going to be the wild, wild west again, kind of how we saw a couple years ago, where there's multiple offers, people offering over ask, because all the buyers are going to be coming out again. So think about that. If you are thinking about buying a house, you can always refinance later on. And he's over here purring, which is weird. He's not a lovable guy. Um, some of you know how cats can be. Um, and then obviously we are experiencing uncertain pricing dynamics, just because everything's all over the place, right? Some sellers are still going back to 2 years ago, even a year ago, when homes were just flying off. Well, we're kind of having to look at different price adjustments. So making sure that your realtor, well, the realtor should know what they're doing and just be looking at the last 30 to 90 days pricing, and that's going to be a little bit more accurate. Um, and then, so there has been a significant drop in transaction volume in the first half of 2023. It includes a 40-year decrease in deal count and a 65% decline in aggregate sales volume compared to the previous year. So it's reflecting investor caution. Everybody's a little bit cautious. Good morning, Frank. Good morning, Ian. Pop you guys up on the screen. Good morning, everybody that's on Instagram watching. I feel like the caffeine has hit me. My heart rate's just like, woo. Yeah. And then so the average daily mortgage rate has reached 8%. So it did hit 8%. It's not 8% now, but it has reached 8%. And it's the highest in 23 years. And it has led to a reduction in buyer activity because, like I said before, they're just kind of waiting. Obviously, we're not going to see those 2 to 3% rates anymore. That was kind of an anomaly because of COVID. So if you're waiting for that, you're going to be waiting forever to buy a house. So I'll just tell you guys, real estate is always the best investment you're ever going to make, no matter what. So again, you can always refinance, and you're going to be looking back 3 years from now. If you don't buy now, you'll be looking back 3 years from now, like, oh, I should have bought 3 years ago. Even though the interest rates were a little bit high, I should have bought 3 years ago. So just consider those things if you are on the fence. So for Billings, just want to kind of give you a little bit of a market update with Billings, the Billings and the surrounding areas. So in October, we had 458 homes for sale. Out of that, we only sold 137. So that just shows you right there that home buying has slowed down. And then 43 days average on the market. I remember about a year or two ago, we were kind of in that 28-day average day on the market. So that just shows, again, it has slowed down. And then the average sales price for our area is $411. That has gone down a little bit. We were at about 420, 428 a month or two ago. So yeah, that just kind of shows the trends where everything is going. But it does not mean that we are crashing. So a lot of people are like, the market's going to crash. I'm going to wait for the. No, that's not happening. It's not 2008, 2009. So home prices have slightly decreased, but the median sales price nationally is still more than double than what it was a decade ago. We're reaching at about 386, 527 for the national median sales price. But higher mortgage rates, of course, are impacting buyers' buying power because it's going to cost you more for a house for a mortgage payment than it did about a year, 2 years ago. So there's the thing there, the good old mortgage interest rates that we can't do anything about. So there you go. There's the fun home real estate trends for you. But no, I mean, seriously, you guys, real estate, it's got to be the right time for you. I'm not here to tell you should buy now. I'm not here to do that. I'm just here to give you the facts, okay? Because there's a lot of things that are out on the media. They're like, oh, the market's going to crash and this and that. No, that's not happening. Your best investment is always going to be in real estate, okay? There's people sitting on $100,000 or more of equity right now because they did buy 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Okay. So they're sitting pretty. We're not going to be seeing short sales because there's so much equity in people's homes right now. So, okay, what else? All right. So let's talk about some things to look for. So if you are a buyer and you're out there looking right now, really, really, really pay attention. Okay. We're not in the market that we were a couple of years ago where you're just like, oh yeah, great, let's make an offer right now because there's multiple offers and I need to hurry up fast. No, you have some time now to really pay attention to location, to the maintenance, to the house. So some things to look for. Obviously, location is huge. Okay. Neighborhood, proximity to work, to schools, to amenities, just depending on, your lifestyle, what you're looking for. Are there any future developments that are going to be happening nearby? How is that going to affect your property value? Those are all things to consider. I just sold a new construction in the Heights of Billings, and they're still building. They're still building homes behind that. And I told the buyer, I said, listen, if you don't like noise, if you don't like construction, this might not be the place, because this is going to be going on probably for the next 2 years. You're going to have people in your backyard making a lot of noise. A lot of dirt's going to be flying. So those are all things to consider. Okay. Budget. You really got to think about your budget, you guys. You have to consider, you got your property taxes, which we just went up. Mine went up 28%. You got to consider that increase possibly every year. Your insurance, those are things that will fluctuate. Okay. So your home insurance, your property taxes could all fluctuate, affecting your payment. So don't just think, oh, yep, if you're already tight at like a $1,600 a month mortgage payment, you might want to reconsider, because again, things can fluctuate. Okay. Obviously, food and all that stuff is really expensive right now. So yeah, so think about that. And then do you like to travel? Do you like to do fun things? Consider all of these things, because the worst thing you could do is overbuy, and then you're stuck in a house that you end up hating and resenting because you can't go do fun stuff. Okay. So just consider that in your budget. And then the home size and layout. This is a huge thing. If you have a hard time with stairs, maybe don't buy a house with stairs, especially like a split entry where, you're walking in the house and you either have to go up or down. If you got bad knees, maybe you just have mobility problems, just thinking about that kind of stuff. Okay. And then obviously future needs. Are you maybe a younger couple and are thinking about maybe wanting to have kids in the future, or a family? These are all things to kind of think about. Do you have room to expand? Do you want a home office? Are you going to have your mother-in-law living with you? So those are all things to think about when you are looking. Number of bathrooms is a huge thing, especially if you have teenage boys, right? You want to have your own bathroom and let them have their own bathroom. Just things to really think about that fit your way of life. Property condition. This is a huge one. Look at the age of the property, the recent repairs, potential upcoming maintenance needs. That's another thing that you have to budget for. So if the house just has really drafty windows, you're going to have to think about, okay, eventually I might have to replace these windows. How much is that going to cost? And really start thinking about that. Do I want to do this? Do I have the time to work on this house? Or is new construction a better fit for me? So things to think about there. Resale value is huge. Look at the trends of the neighborhood that you're looking at. Okay. Are they going up? Are they declining? Are they stable? Those are all things to consider as well for the value of your home. So you get that good return on investment when you are ready to sell, or even like pull out a home equity loan. You want to make sure that that value is going up. And your realtor is there to help you with that. Okay. To give you the data. Home inspection. Get a home inspection. Even if it's new construction, you guys, I could tell you nightmare stories of people, not my clients, but people that bought new construction, did not get a home inspection, and terrible things came up later on, like a year or two. And sometimes those builder warranties do not cover those things. So make sure you get a home inspection, even on new construction. And then community and neighborhood. Do you have kiddos and you want to be in a neighborhood with other kiddos so they can go out and play with each other? I mean, those are all things to consider. Do you want them to be able to walk to school? Do you like to run like me? Do you want trails nearby so you can just like hop out of your house and hop on the trail? Do you like to bike? These are all things to consider. The vibe, the safety, nearby facilities, parks, shopping, all that good stuff. Some people like to look for school districts, right? They want a house in a certain school district. But I will tell you, just make sure that you're checking if that is what you're basing it on, because a lot of times the schools will change the boundaries on you. So you just want to make sure that it is correct information. considering your daily commute. How long is it going to take my house to my job? So on and so forth. Do I want to ride in my car for 40 minutes every day in the snow, especially? And then noise and privacy. If you're looking at a house and the next door dog is just barking crazily and he won't shut up, that might not work for you. You might not like a barking dog. So just really, really, really take your time, look around, and just decide, is this the house for me? Is this going to work for me? Okay. You don't have to be rushed. Okay, there, I'm off my soapbox. And now I just want to tell you a little bit what's happening this weekend in the Billings area. We're about, 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving. So that's fun. The days are just flying by. So there is Enchantment Under the Sea ball. It's at the depot. And that is, what is it today? Yeah, that's today, November 10th at 6 p.m. And then YAM, which is the Yellowstone Art Museum, they have what they call free days, and that is November 11th. So you can go there, take your family, take whoever, take your friends, walk through the Yellowstone Art Museum for $0. And it's pretty cool. They have a lot of cool artwork, a lot of cool installations. So I would definitely check that out. Okay. Does anybody want to see my fun new toy? I'm going to pull it out. So I had a friend of mine who got this, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need one. So it's a little personal size, pocket size, like kind of like a drone, like a selfie drone. But look how tiny it is. It folds up like this. So easily, like, again, it came in this little pouch, okay? It comes with a couple of batteries. I'll show you the battery, I think, here. So that way you never run out. So you can have one charging while you're using the other one, but you get two of these little batteries. And anyway, so you open it up, you just install an app on your phone that they give you. And let me see if I don't know if I can do this while I'm live. I'm going to try it. Hopefully it doesn't knock me out. Oh, it might. It might. Okay. So I'm not going to do it now because I need my phone to do it. But you just basically press this button here and you just face it towards you. And then once it's ready, it starts flying out of your hand and then it'll do whatever you want. So if you want it to follow you, it'll follow you. If you want to just hover over you or a bird's eye view, it doesn't go like too high because obviously there's like flight things you got to adhere to. So it doesn't go that high, but it does go bird's eye view. And it records your video and then you just download it from the app. So you could be using your phone still to do things as you're recording. You also have a mode on here where as you're videoing, it can take still shots at the same time. Really cool. I'm going to take it to the convention in California that I'm going to. I'm going to have it follow me around the conference. Hopefully I don't get in trouble. We'll see, but I'm going to try it anyway. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. But this would be great to show, like, if you're in the mountains, if you're a runner, to have this following you, to take cool, like, video content, stuff like that. So excited about that. And it is the Hover Air X1 or something like that. But you can get on Amazon or you can go directly to their website. But I've had a lot of people asking me about it. So there you go. I would do a live demonstration for you, but I don't know that I could do that when I'm on live on Instagram. So I'm not going to mess with that right now. So there you go. That's all I got for you. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Again, I will be heading to California on Sunday, spending about a week with my Realtor family in Anaheim at NAR NXT. It's going to be a great time. And I'm hoping to bring back some more information for you guys. And yeah, it'll be fun. All right. We'll see you later. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. And we're gonna go bye-bye.